Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of A Game's Worth, a series in which I give my personal opinion on how good a game is and what that game is worth. And the third episode will be on Pavlov. Pavlov is a VR action shooter title on Steam that will cost you about $25. Pavlov is compatible with most of the standard headsets that work with Steam. I can't confirm if it works on the Oculus Quest or not. Or for PlayStation, for that matter. Honestly, it probably doesn't because PlayStation sucks. I'm just not sure. The game was developed and released by Bankrupt Games on February 27th, 2017. The game is considered to be the CSGO of VR, which in a way, it really is. It pretty much is just, well, let's just get into it so you can see. Alright, just like last time, we have the 5 categories here, and I'll be rating them all out of 100. And the rankings, just like last time, are also here, all based on the average score of all 5 categories. Let's jump straight in this bitch. So, just like I was saying, this game is pretty much CSGO in VR. The basic gameplay modes are Search and Destroy and Deathmatch. Search and Destroy is almost identical to CSGO. You have your buy menu where you spend the money you get that round to buy weapons, grenades, attachments, and armor. And then you go fight the other team. One team must plant the bomb and guard it, while the other team tries to defuse it. Simple Search and Destroy terms. You know. And Deathmatch is just killing each other, and the first to reach a certain amount of kills wins. There are a ton of other modes like gun game and co-op modes, and not to mention mods, but that comes later. Now that the basic game modes are done, let's talk about the actual gameplay. The movement and physics around it are pretty good. They feel smooth and don't make me feel sick like some other games. Skyrim. And the guns in the game aren't too realistic. Like reloading them isn't really realistic like some other games, but overall I feel like the controls are easily learnable and it's a really easy game to get into. I enjoy it tons, and I feel like it's still one of my favorite VR games to play to this date. I believe the total score of gameplay to be an 89 out of 100. The gameplay is amazing, really fun and easy, but sometimes it can get tiring sitting around a corner waiting for something to happen as you sit there for a good 3 minutes. Ooh, graphics. Let's just start it off with the first thing. Blasting someone in half with a bare 50 cal. Yes, you can do that. The graphics are way more intuitive than CSGO could ever be. But to say that it's better might be a bit of a stretch. I think the graphics on everything are great and look beautiful. Not perfect, but I can't really think anything bad to say at the moment. So, graphics gets a solid 94 out of 100. Graphics, in my opinion, don't really have much wrong with them. They're really nice and clean, but I can't give it a perfect. Well, For starters, the game recommends an RTX 2080, which isn't a good sign. Also 16 gigs of RAM, 6 cores, and 4 gigahertz. That already is kinda demanding, but it is a VR title after all. I don't really get much lag in the game, but when I play on my computer, which is a 1070, there is a bit of lag here and there. So the recommended specs are correct, where I probably have the minimum specs on my PC. I can still run the game, just not well. So it seems that they know what they're talking about. So with that, I don't see much wrong with giving performance a decent score. As long as it runs how it says it should, then that's really all performance is based on. I'd give it a 88 out of 100. It runs fine with recommended specs and runs okay with minimum. Let's go! Modding! Man, modding in Pavlov is just different. It's built different. There are so many mods, mainly maps with modded features from the community workshop, which still count as modding, which I guess makes sense, but there are so many different things you can do with mods. How many times am I going to say different? Oh well. Maps like Nazi Zombie remakes, TTT maps, and maps from CSGO. The list just goes on and on. Prison Break, COD maps, Left 4 Dead game modes, and literally so much more. It's amazing. All while being able to talk to everyone in game. It's just so much fun. Right away, I give modability perfect. 100 out of 100. No doubt. I don't care if technically the modding in the game isn't perfect. I just see it as it makes the game so fucking fun. And I literally can't get enough of it. It's just, in my mind, it deserves 100. I don't care. Well, for content's sakes, I feel as if the game is actually a lot more limited than, say, CSGO is. In the base game, there are a lot of game modes and maps, but not as much as CSGO. And there's not like, you know, competitive. There's no ranking system or anything like that, which I am disappointed about. But what can you do? You know, cut this out. Well, if I'm basing this off CSGO content, then I'm gonna give it a 79 out of 100. It's got a good standard, but it's pretty limited to what it can offer compared to like CSGO and stuff. Alright, you know what time it is. The scores are in. We got gameplay with an 89, graphics with a 94, performance with an 88, modability with a 100, content with a 79, which gives the final score a total of 90 out of 100, which makes Pavlov barely an A ranking game. S rank, a game with a score of 90 or more, an A ranking game. And I would pay a total of $39.99 for this game. I feel the price is already pretty low for a VR title, and the modding just makes it worth so much more. My final thoughts are that I find it very fun to blow other people's face off, especially when trying to hide the fact I'm a bad guy in the modded game modes. It's, well, pretty fun.
Guys, look, I'm printing on my LP printer. Hey, do you guys want a revolver?
So, that's all for Pavlov. I hope this helps you decide if you want to get the game or not. And that's all, boys. I'll see you around.